Hello, welcome back to the Wixit ISDA Loss Control channel. My name is Greg Manuel. I'm the Loss Control Manager for the Wixit ISDA. Today, I'd like to discuss an important topic, and that's fire extinguishers. School districts make a substantial investment in fire safety, and public schools are well protected with alarms, heat and smoke detection, oftentimes sprinklers, but fire extinguishers can often form the first line of defense in the event of a fire emergency. There's three things that are important for every district employee to know. The school district makes a substantial investment in fire protection, and at the front line of that is their employees and a fire extinguisher and the knowledge of how to use that. So today I'm going to talk about the things that really everyone needs to know about the fire extinguishers in your school. And the first thing is know where the fire extinguishers are located. You should identify the locations near your work area or other areas that you commonly are at within the school. Pay attention to where they're located and keep it in mind. The other thing that you need to keep in mind about a fire extinguisher is they need to be stored in an obvious location where it's clearly visible and unobstructed access to it in case it's needed. And the last thing that I'm going to talk about is the very simple four-step method of using a fire extinguisher. There's a short acronym I'm going to give you. It's very easy. If you've never been exposed to the use of a fire extinguisher, I'm sure you're going to find this information helpful. Pay attention to the locations of the fire extinguishers in your school. If you're working in a classroom, typically you're going to find fire extinguishers located in the hallway. Normally they're going to be stored in a wall cabinet like we see on the left. In some cases they're hung on a wall mount where all you have to do is pick it up off the hook. Often that's the case in other areas that you might see in the athletic areas or mechanical room, something of that nature. But it's important to know where the location is that's closest to your classroom or office or other areas that you regularly work in. It's never acceptable to use the fire extinguisher for anything other than its intended purpose, and it's certainly not acceptable to use it to block open a door. Doors should never be blocked open in a school, certainly not with a fire extinguisher. Additional point, the fire extinguisher should never be removed from its storage location unless it's needed for its intended purpose, to put out a fire. Our center photograph, we can see our fire extinguisher. It's not really obvious in its location and it's obstructed by a janitorial cart. Probably the best idea is relocate the fire extinguisher to an obvious and easily identified location. And the picture on the right is a situation we want to avoid. I do encounter this in public schools from time to time. We have a fire extinguisher in a wall-mounted cabinet, but it's not really clearly identified. You can see it if you look close, but it's not readily identified as a fire extinguisher. In an emergency, if you don't know it's there, you probably won't see it. If you do know it's there, you've got to move the printer before you can get to the copy or get to the fire extinguisher. And we also have the printer cable, which is hanging in front of it. This is an undesirable situation. The use of a fire extinguisher is very simple. They're designed to be simple to use, and the word PASS, it's an acronym. 4 letters will remind you how to use it in case of an emergency. The first letter, P, that stands for pull the safety pin. All fire extinguishers have a standard design. They all have a safety pin attached to the handle that's designed to prevent inadvertent activation of the fire extinguisher until it's needed. It's held in place with a small safety strap. It's a tamper-proof seal, really. That little white strap doesn't take much force to break. Less than a 2-pound pull will break it, so you can remove the safety pin. And the safety pins always have a 1-inch hole for your finger. That's an industry standard. So you'll find a 1-inch hole inside the ring, pull that pin out, the tamper-resistant seal easily breaks. That completes the first step. The next step, the A in our PASS acronym, is aim the nozzle towards the base of the fire. This is important. The fire retardant material has to be properly directed. The fire extinguisher has a flexible hose that you can use to direct the fire extinguishing material towards the fire. The next step is squeeze, and that's squeeze the handles together. That's the first S that we have in our acronym PASS. And the last S in the acronym PASS is sweep across the base of the fire. And how long? Until the fire is extinguished or the fire extinguisher is empty. Here's the key takeaway I want you to remember today. PASS. Pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. Pull the safety pin. Aim the nozzle. Squeeze the handles. Sweep the base of the flames. Remember, PASS. Keep this in your mind. It works that way with every fire extinguisher. You'll likely never need to use one, but if you do, remember, PASS. I appreciate your interest and attention to today's topic. We periodically produce safety videos like this that are aimed at school districts and their employees and ways to help keep them safe. If you have any comments on today's video, please leave them below or give us a like and subscribe. We periodically release these, and I hope you're interested in seeing future editions. You can reach me directly at the email on the screen below. Again, thanks for your interest. I'll see you on the job out there. Thank you.